The name Woodpile, I think for us it drunken revelry on a beach. You know, it works. We all had chores as a kid. We all grew up, you know, kind of, I think, with the same background or similar backgrounds and similar ideas. And you know, for myself, you know, part of my chores when I was growing up was mowing the lawn and stacking the wood box with wood.
I'm Sean O'Keefe. I'm 1/3 of the Woodpile Collective. Started doing sort of traditional graffiti stuff in about '97 with a few other guys in town.
My name is Sean McLaughlin. I'm 1/3 of Woodpile Collective. My background, born in Calgary, raised on the island from about age 5. Did school here, went through Malaspina doing fine arts and graphic design, did a degree at NASCAD in Halifax, then came back here.
I am Blythe Haley. I'm the elder third of the Woodpile Collective. I got taken from New Zealand when I was 2, so celebrated my 3rd birthday in Vancouver and traveled a little bit around this province and finally settled in Victoria. I've always been into sculpture and just building stuff, so I'm more working with my hands all the time. And I kind of bring that to Woodpile, I think, too.
The idea of the Woodpile Art Drop program thing was creating smaller works that we could take out in the street, to the woods, beaches, places that we could plant these smaller pieces so that people would come across them and hopefully take them home, or at least be sort of caught off guard.
The idea of an art drop being a smaller piece of art that is set in a setting where somebody walking down the street is not expecting to run into it and not expecting to maybe be confronted by even the smallest piece of art. From there, it's kind of interesting from our standpoint because it's not a precious object. It's in a lot of ways opposite to a gallery piece that's framed up and meant to be under lights and meant to be owned. These things are kind of cast off, and they're almost like, you know, it's over romantic, but you think of like a message in a bottle where you're just sending something off there and you have no way of knowing where it's going to go. And you know, occasionally you have somebody that says, hey, I found your piece in Joshua Tree. We're a family from France, or we're on vacation, and that's where it's very interesting. So, you know, we're trying to get them out there as much as we can and as far away as we can, you know, dropping them in Japan, and we've had people place them in Europe. Yeah, New Zealand, it's all over, and it's part of the fun.
The importance for me of street art in our society would be that I can only speak from an artist's point of view. So I am someone who creates that sort of thing. So for me, I'm biased. When I see it, it always makes me stop and look at it. I think about the person that created it. I'm trying to maybe read what it is, that if there's a message, if they're trying to put something across, or whether it's just strictly visual. I think what it does is, as we go through our daily lives, we're busy, we're getting from point A to point B, and when you see something like that makes you stop and you realize there's another human out there that's actually creating something and giving it away, putting it on the street with no agenda other than to share it. I think people in general they feel affronted and confronted by art in the street that's not licensed, that's not supposed to be there. No one's given permission, and I think people need to just open their eyes to what is out there and what are the intentions of a lot of the advertising, the billboards, the campaigns that are in our faces every single day as we walk down the street. And I think a lot of people accept those and actually think that is legitimate without any questions. Whereas if someone has gone and been creative and put a piece of artwork up on the street next to a billboard, that's the stuff that's supposed to be rolled over and taken down. I think the more art we can put in the streets that isn't there to sell a consumer a product, it's like another victory for the artist.
For people that maybe aren't interested in art on a regular basis, I think that can be a real, well, you would hope to be an eye-opening experience, because they're looking at something, and like all forms of art, one person's view of it is completely different from another, and that there's no difference with street art in that regard. And you know, somebody can be coming from a cubicle office job. They haven't breathed, they haven't inhaled fresh air all day, and they're outside and they're taking in fresh air for the first time on the way to the bus, and they see something. You know, maybe it tweaks their brain in a way that they didn't anticipate, and that's the exciting part for me, is that it has the ability to kind of maybe change the processing of somebody's brain a little bit.